Hello and welcome to another tutorial video from Quirky Hand Knits. I'm Tash, and through Quirky Hand Knits I design and create beautifully hand knitted accessories, and I aim to provide tips and to empower other knitters to create the best knitting they can. In today's tutorial we're going to look at Jeny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. It is incredibly simple and very effective. So much so that it's my preferred bind off for shawls or anywhere where I need an awful lot of stretch. My Diamonds Rock shawl, which is this one here, uses Jeny's surprisingly stretchy bind off right at the end, and it's how I could get enough stretch in it to block it out into that beautiful triangular kind of crescenty shape, that winged triangle shape that you get. If your bind off or your cast off is too tight, when you try and block a shawl like this and it's got loads of drape, it will get stuck and the bind off will basically say, nope, I'm not going any further, I can't do it. And what you'll find is that your shawl won't go into the shape that you want it to, and you won't have that lovely drapey effect that you get after a really good blocking. That's the reason why it's so important. So today I'm going to show you how I do it. So this is the little practice that we've been making with the garter tab cast on and the make one left and right and the SL2KP, and now we're going to use it to practice Jeny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. It is incredibly stretchy and it's really easy to do, which is part of the reason that I like it. It consists of knitting, because we're on the right side row, although if you worked this on the wrong side you would purl, and yarn overs. And it's the yarn over in between each knit stitch which adds all the stretch. So you do need to make sure that you've got quite a lot of yarn left over before you attempt this, because if you haven't, you can end up running out of yarn halfway through your bind off, and that's not what you really want. Okay, so we're going to start by knitting the first stitch. So, and with that on the needles, we're going to work a backwards yarn over. So normally if you were doing a yarn over, you would take it underneath the needle and over the top. But for this bind off, we're going to take it over the top of the needle and under. So it creates a backwards yarn over. And then we're going to knit the next stitch. Then you pick up the yarn over and that first knitted stitch together and pass them over the top to bind them off. Then we do another backwards yarn over, knit the next stitch, pick them up together and pass them over to bind off. Another backwards yarn over, knit the next stitch, pick them up together and pass them over the top. It's really simple. Another backwards yarn over, knit the next stitch, pick the two up together, there we go, and pass them over the top. The stretch comes from the amount of yarn that you are putting in between each stitch. So if we were to block this, you would see this block really far. You keep going in that fashion until you get to the last stitch and you just cut the tail and pull it through. I'm going to do that a bit off camera and show you it completely finished. Okay, so I've continued this all the way along right to the last stitch. So we're just going to do a backwards yarn over, knit this last stitch, lift the yarn over and that knitted stitch up and over, and then we have this here. So I'm just going to pull that out slightly, put the needles down, chop a tail, and pull this through. Right, and then hopefully you can see just how far just with me pulling this tiny little swatch. Effectively, this is what it is. Our practice is a tiny little swatch. You can see, because the how far this will stretch. The top will stretch really far because that's what a garter tabacart stone does. It makes the edge stitches stretch really far. But you look at how far the bind off will stretch. It goes really far, and that's what you want when you're working a shawl with a lace pattern in. Okay, so that's how to work Jeny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, so that when you block your little shawl, it will stretch really, really far, and you can see that this already wants to turn into a crescent shape, and it's just lovely. I hope that you have found this tutorial useful. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to be notified of further videos that I post. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, post me a comment. I will reply to everybody who comments. I really enjoy getting comments from my viewers. As I said, I am Tash, and I run Quirky Hand Knits, and you can find me as Quirky Hand Knits all over online, including Facebook, Instagram and Ello, Ravelry, Periscope, Pinterest and Twitter. Come find me. I have a Facebook group too, and I would love it if you could come and join it. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.